All right. Well, okay, so for those unaware, Puppy is playing his match for the KP tournament, right?
Yeah, yeah, I can talk.
Decided to play his match at the same time as this, so no webcam for him. And what we're going to be talking about here is a big point, which I'm sure is going to be a surprise to you all, is talking about the patch that came out a few weeks ago. Figure we'll just
Yeah,
kind of,
it's the best patch. I'll let you talk.
yeah, don't worry, everyone's going to get to talk. But
Yeah, but we
um,
still have some problems, right?
Yeah.
yeah, we'll be talking about that too. So the reason why I wanted to have this discussion also is for me, from the people I've talked to and seen on streams, I feel like a majority of the people are liking this patch quite a bit. But I am also biased, so I'm kind of curious if you guys are getting that same vibe from the people you've talked to or played with. I'll let you go first, Marinelord.
My best friend doesn't like it. My boy beast cutie. Other than that,
Yeah.
I don't know actually. Some people don't like it, but it's more like the people who used to camp a lot and to, I mean, just yeah, make castles and try to just make it to Imperial pretty much all the time. Other than that, I think most people like it. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but I don't really care, so I don't know.
You
But I would
know,
say the only guy that is very vocal about not liking it is Beastie, I think. Everyone else in the pro community, it seems to be like either like me, where people don't care, or people like it, I think.
yeah, I mean,
Can you guys name it?
yeah, Hidemu is one of the opinions I don't know. I only know three people who I know don't like it. Obviously, you named one of them, but I don't, not gonna name the other two. All right, I'll let the rest of you go.
Anton?
Yeah, okay. I mean, I think I finally love that I can actually destroy keeps with traps. Like, before patch it was just impossible. Like, fucking Marinelord builds a keep at his TC and you cannot push. You just have to stay at, like, at your base for 40-minute mark. Or just try to starve his gold, I don't know. Now you can just make few traps and slowly, like, end the game. Yeah, I think almost everyone like it, but so, to be honest, after last hotfix, now we have mango problem at Imperial Age, I think. Like, I think with the great now they're super unkillable. They're like hand cannoneers in the previous patch right now. You just need to build them every game.
But
It feels like.
what about bombards? Are bombards just not good enough or too slow or something to deal
I
with
mean,
mangonels?
bombers not really counter yeah, mangonels. It's like you need like 5 shots, I think, and you can't really kite mango with great.
Do you think
So
mangoes be
yeah.
too good?
Yeah, only at
And
the
it,
privilege with
yeah.
grade.
Okay.
Because right now, yeah, you cannot snipe it with range anymore, I think. Efficiently.
I think they're okay to be honest though. Like you still need spearmen with your Meganos, right? Like I've been doing a bunch of games, so I've been going like horseman transitions, and if they don't have spearmen, then the Meganos die quick. I mean, this isn't Castle Age, but I think it would be the same in Page as well.
Well, Imperial Age mangonels are a bit stronger, so I could see it being a problem in Imperial and not Castle. I don't
Yeah,
personally
I
have
think
enough experience to
mhm.
say it, but
Also is the like bigger problem at team games. Like I played for tournament and every Imperial Age I just make like 30 mangonels and it's just unkillable. Like
I
you
mean,
can do shit. You have to build
that's
all your mangonels as well.
yeah, that's probably true, but to be fair, it was kind of the same in the previous patch,
But
bro.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you
yeah,
so like yeah.
yeah, you're right.
So
what about
I
you,
mean,
Wham? Are you getting
I
what kind of
think
vibes are you getting?
I think obviously I'm definitely in favor of the patch. So it's not as surprising, but most of the people who I talk to, and even just have like a like even Vortex, I know is very in favor of the patch. I've seen a couple of Twitter posts from him, and he really thinks the game is going in a much better direction. Myself, I think it's going in a better direction, and I mean there are some issues with the patch, but even the issues that we have with the current patch, I think there are issues that we also had in the previous patch as well. Like it's not like the game is perfect, but it's better than it was before, you know?
And Puppy, do you have time to answer, or are you too focused right
Yeah,
now?
yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with Wim, obviously. I think the issues that are in the game at the moment are mostly like imp issues. Like, I kind of agree with Anotand. Like, I think it's kind of, in some situations, it's hard to end games. I don't think necessarily, like, having trash units be better is a good thing, right? We've said that before, but I think Council is just so much better. Like, you can actually end games easier. You can make, like, small pushes easier. It just means the game's more active, which I think most people enjoy.
That's been my experience for sure in my Conqueror 2 level play at the moment. It's been
Yeah.
very much easier to end games. But now I do have a question for you, Marinelord. So what would it take for you to have an opinion on if you like the patch or not? Do you just need more time, or you just
I mean, I think we all agree that Castle is better. And since Castle is better, I think pretty much all the games I've played or seen, it always ends before the real Imperial. So I'm not even sure like what's the real Imperial like, and I think nobody really knows because I feel like most of us are not really experienced in it. So I don't know. I think the very very late game is gonna be a very rare situation in 1v1. So before we see it a lot, it's gonna be hard to make myself like an opinion about it. But yeah, honestly, I have no clue. I just think Castle is way better, and it's super easy to snowball games now. So before, I
Think
feel
so?
like most people will not be able to snowball games. I think nowadays it's gonna be easier for them.
I I sort of disagree. I don't know what do you guys think about the Meganell and Castle Age, but I think it's actually very, very useful. Like people complaining that was not good enough or was like
I mean,
too
yeah,
good. Some
we
people say
played
that.
a
I
game.
personally think that Meganells are very useful in
I
Castle Age.
It's
mean, we
useful.
played in the KP tournament, and we had tons of Mangonels, like in Castle Age, right? Like, we're building them because we think
But
they're good.
Yeah, but no, guys, that we never seen KP tournament. Sprinkles, they're gone.
Oh yeah.
I will say it's kind of interesting how the Mangonel debate is going right now, just throughout the community in general. I see so many posts on Reddit or Twitch chat. How do I beat Mangonels? To Mangonels suck. So it sounds like you guys are more thinking that Mangonels have a use case in Castle Age, at least, and obviously Imperial Age, instead of being useless in Castle then. Because that's kind of how my opinion's been that it's fine in Castle Age, but I also haven't played enough games myself.
Yeah, it's fine. I think it's more
It's
like
just really
it,
situational.
it's situational. Yeah, I think it's fine. But yeah, obviously Spring Gold are not perfect for now. But it's pretty much the same as in AoE2, right? So you either like it or you don't. But in AoE2, you barely ever see them, except in some very precise cases. Like maybe one day we're gonna see a Burgrave of mass man at arms, and one guy is gonna do Spring Goal and find a counter with that. But it's very rarely gonna be a lot of infantry in Castle Age, I think, since
But
you really like. Hmm?
is it an issue that Spangons aren't good? Like,
No, I don't think so. But
I don't think it is. Yeah.
people want it to
I
be good.
think the main issue
Yeah.
is that they are not Pierce Armor. So like at Imperial Age versus English Arms, they can do a lot. Or versus China Pulse Guards. I think they need a bit of love, not sure.
Yeah, I think so too. But I don't think it's super important, right? I just think eventually they should find a way to make them fine against every melee infantry, pretty much, and then it should suck against everything else. Which is pretty much the case right now, but maybe it's not perfectly balanced.
Yeah.
Agree.
Go ahead,
Also,
Anton.
I mean, I thought that after like wall nerf, like it was really huge, like 8 seconds per segment. Walling meta will be gone, but now VAM walling signs minute 5 like even harder. Every game with VAM, he's like walling at 5-minute mark.
That's how you play the
Yeah.
game, man. What can
Yeah,
say?
I don't know. I can't do anything. He just make walls and I cannot attack him. But yeah, I mean, it just threatened. Like you, of course, you have like counterplays to it. But yeah, fuck walls.
Yeah, but
I
they're fine now.
I'm with you on the
Yeah.
fuck walls. But then again, I am the #1 anti-wall player in Age of Empires 4, and I will take that title. I'll declare myself that. But there is a noticeable difference though. Like when I have tried some walling, I'm like, oh, this does. You can notice the difference from 4 to 8
Yeah, yeah.
seconds, at least with normal civs. Probably not, with China or Zushi.
Yeah, I'm glad that Rus now not building walls in like in 1 second. Finally, it's normal. because yeah, Rusi walls is just something. Like I remember how Bleach just making like 20 layers of wall and play a game like this. Now I think now it's over. This meta.
Yeah, so how many games have you played in this patch so far, Marinelord? And I don't ask Anotand, Whammer, Puppy this, as I've seen them play quite a bit. But have you played many 1v1s in this, or you just kind of
No, not 1v1. I played
just
some team games, some 1v1 where we had show match and like money match or whatever, but I'm not practicing.
waiting until I'm guessing
Yeah,
December?
and I watch people play, right? When I'm bored, I just put on a stream
He
and I see
mainly
people
watches
play.
us.
I mean, no, Anotand, you, Beastie. Especially when Beastie is against one or people I watch, always. Especially from Beastie's point of view. Always very important to learn the game.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah, when Beastie faces elephants, I turn on. I have to.
You guys think elephants are too good, or what?
Yeah, for sure, man. In Imperial, it's super
You
unfair.
think?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it is.
I think Belly Imp is just too OP.
Yeah, maybe it's a sieve, but it's the elephant is just too much. I think especially the range
Good,
one.
yeah.
The melee one is super good, but eventually you can kind of kill them. But the range one, I really don't see it. And obviously, like they said in the small, what did they say? Like in the small, like incoming patch, it's gonna be nerfed.
Yeah.
Makes sense,
I think it's
especially
fine.
against Bombard.
Hmm.
Yeah, which I think
But
makes sense.
I still think Belly Imp is just too good.
Yeah, I agree. But I think Horseman deals kind of good versus range elephants. Like I played game versus Bia, made like 100 spears and they just all died to elephants. But then I tried to do the same versus Krakid and he just killed me with like 20 horsemen. I mean, okay, yeah, maybe.
Are you saying Krakadi is better than you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Man, he owning Beastie every tournament after patch.
yeah, every tournament. I agree.
tournament.
Ah, I had a question and it completely left my mind.
You forget.
Yeah, I forgot. I gotta love forgetting. I had to do with English. So are you all in agreement that English, because in most of the hour-long games I've seen this patch, I know there's exceptions, but for the most part, I feel like English is almost always involved. Do you guys think that English late game should probably be nerfed, or do you think it's fine as it is?
To be honest, I think it's fine. Like maybe attack speed only is here, but other thieves has a lot of good Imperial Age eco bonuses as well. I think yeah, mainly it's problem for lower league players because like keeps because of English, yeah, White Tower, Berkshire is kind of hard to kill. But for me, I can't say that like English is the best Imperial Age thief. But yeah, it's kind of hard to kill, but not the best one for sure.
Yeah, I agree.
I sort of agree. Yeah, I think English's play style just kind of forces English, well, it doesn't force them, but it kind of incentivizes them to just total the entire game, and that's why we see English play mostly longer games. It's like you're always going TTC White Tower, and the opponent can't really kill you, right? So go
It's
Imp.
just a slow sieve. But I don't like the Wingard Ranger. I think it was fine before, but with this patch, I don't really like it.
It
So
has
I'm not
it
sure
has
what
a
they can do with this, but
yeah, it has a long range now. I mean, it's kind
yeah,
of
it's too
crazy.
much.
I
I think
did.
all the range units should be countered in some ways by mangonels, and it's not the case with this unit, so I'm not sure you fix that, but it's kind of weird.
And is that because of the new ranged upgrade, or is it the same even without the ranged upgrade and the Imperial?
I mean, it's a little bit of everything, right? They changed the range of so many things, and yeah, obviously now you have an upgrade on top of that for the range. So I'm not sure. I feel like you have to do but I'm not sure because to make this unit it's very expensive. So in some way it's pretty hard to mass them. But if you do, then it's very toxic. So I'm not sure you really fix that. But if I had the choice, I would just not make this unit in like I would just delete it pretty much. I don't think it's a good idea. It's super hard to balance. So
What
Yeah, but mhm.
does it just have +1 extra range than normal longbows? I don't remember. I don't know if any.
That's two more maybe actually. It's kind of insane.
yeah, because longbow is one more,
Mm.
so it's two I think.
Wow, that is insane actually. I mean, maybe just make it one, and maybe that'll help a lot.
But then it's a longbow, right? So like what's I mean it's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we get like few hotfixes, like we get nerf for range at Imperial Age Tech, we get nerf for
Yeah.
Stonewall, yes, tanked it for range. And I think now it's not so toxic, to be honest. After a few patches, like hotfixes, I didn't like saw a lot of games where guys just mashing
Yeah,
ranges.
it's pretty rare, I think, but if it happens, I
Mm.
think it's just pretty toxic.
Yeah,
So yeah,
maybe.
it's just gonna be a very rare case, but if it happens, it's gonna be a bit annoying.
I think it's fine though, since people are kind of saying that Mangonel's an input good. You just make Mangonels and you make a super expensive army, kind of a death ball. Probably does fine against that.
A Mangonel Death
Not
Ball
sure.
is pretty strong, or at least I think it was Puppy who did that, and just
Yeah.
I mean that was a very
Oh,
strong
Yeah.
Death
yeah,
Ball
the game
push.
how Papi won versus Beastie.
Oh,
This range, yeah.
that's right. Yeah, I just remember watching the end of that game, thinking Puppy was dead, and then he just pushes with this massive Death Ball that just would not die, and then he just ended up winning the game.
Yeah, and I
Typical
think,
Puppy Pro, man.
yeah,
Mass
Beastie
siege.
saying that he cannot end the games, but I mean, Papi just deleted all wheels and tried massive push. And like Beastie having like 20k foot bank and like 140 wheels for a whole game.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see like any problems with ending games right now, to be honest.
It's Beastie's playstyle, man. It's been the same since the start. But it doesn't really snowball. It just tries to get a bigger advantage, and then it's gonna snowball very, very slowly. So it was easier
Okay.
with Siege because you had a big army to make in the late game. But now for him, since he doesn't have that, it's a bit weirder. But it's purely based off his playstyle. If he was snowballing like anyone in Castle Age, I think he would have no issues.
So you think Beastie's longer games that he's had are a due to his playstyle?
I think his playstyle literally makes the game go to Imperial and force you to make Siege. But no, since Siege is not the same at all anymore, and he doesn't have a like you can have a Death Ball with Siege, but it's very different, right? It's really not the same as it used to be. And I think this style is very weird for Beastie, so I don't know. But yeah, usually before this patch ever happened, whenever I would play against Beastie, I would just die in late game, not because he's better than me in late game, because he just doesn't want to kill me. And he doesn't want to kill you in Castle
I
Age.
agree.
He just wants to camp and to make the game longer, and then he wins in Imperial when he's super far ahead. But he plays it very weird,
Well,
which
he
is
plays
fine
with
too.
like 140 villagers and he just runs around with infantry the entire game, like with
Yeah, but I mean, Beastie is like,
Mangonel.
we cannot call him like long game enjoyer. He ends the game in Fiddle H2 and in Castle H2. But when he cannot like get super clear advantage, yeah, he prefer to go Imperial H and just starve you out with like
Yeah.
resources. He trying yeah, to gather your gold and yara yara yara.
I agree with Anotand. I think he doesn't always play long games, but when he knows the
Obviously.
game is going to go long, he plays like that.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't have a big advantage, for sure he goes for that. But I guess since when we play against each other, I either leave when I'm super far behind, or I just play if I'm just slightly behind. Then it's always gonna be a weird game where he doesn't really want to attack me because he doesn't want to throw, and he just camps it out, I guess. Maybe you guys tend to stay a bit more in games where you are very dead, and then he can snowball very easily because it's easy to kill dead people. But yeah, from my
Well,
experience at least, he always goes to late game pretty much.
well, I mean, I
I
can
mean,
definitely say when it comes to Wham and Puppy, I have seen them stay in games that are over a little for a little bit of time, which I commend it. When I'm behind, I tend to leave the game, but I also think I leave games sometimes that I shouldn't be leaving.
Yeah, shit happens.
well, with the previous patch, you could stall the game out very, very slow with Springolds, right? Like Springold Siege, and that's just how. And Siege just doesn't kill everything anymore, right? So. BC's, I mean, it's not that that was BC's playstyle. I think everyone kind of abused that to some
Yeah.
point, with Delhi in particular. But it's just changed, so.
So, are there any things you guys want to see changed? Like, if you could pick one thing to be changed in the next patch, do you have any things that you would have changed if it was up to you? And if no one has an
I'd
answer
like
to,
to see hand cannons buffed again, and maybe metal arms buffed again, because I think hand cannons being good is better for the game, makes gold units more important. And I mean, the Mangonel's obviously, I think, pretty strong, right? So you still have a counter to the hand cannon there is the idea.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that because I agree with you on the end cannon part. Like I think it should be the best unit in the game, but I think it should be by small margin, and I think it's what we have right now. Maybe I'm wrong, but I would say if it's
I
too
agree.
good, that's annoying. And if it's too bad, it's just bad for the game because then you just, I don't know, maybe you mass Archer or like you have some weird range you need to mass. So I think it should be the best, but not by a big margin, I think. I'm not sure where it is right now. I would say it's pretty much that. When we go to late game usually and you have a lot of gold, or like a decent amount of gold, you actually aim for Siege and for and Cannoneer. And
I
they
feel
just,
like it
mhm.
depends on your civ all of the time, though.
Yeah,
Like
it's true.
For
maybe
me,
there's
I
just
would
too many civs that can get away with not building them.
probably just I wouldn't buff hanking it's just because I think. I mean, it really depends on the civs which range units you're building, right? And I think you ideally usually want to be going range units at some point. And like those civs like China, Rus, I don't know, other civs that do go hanky units and it feels good with. Like it's Rus in particular, going Streltsy, going Knights, going a few Mangonels, it feels really, really strong. What I would do is I would revert the elite army tactics back to the previous one. To be honest, I think it's unnecessary what they did to it, and melee infantry has always kind of like you don't really need melee armor on melee infantry.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do anything. Like
Yeah, but
you're
I mean,
supposed to kill
everyone
cav.
still like massive spears. Like, yeah, I agree with you that Mantrams like casual one, not unique one. I a bit hurted, but spears still OP in our game now.
Yeah, I mean spears are still really good. I just think like there's a more obvious counter now. I think with Hank and Yos, and even Archer's about them versus them, right? So I don't think you need to nerf them on top of like just buffing Hank and Yos and Archers a better change than to also nerf Spearman on top of that.
But would we really want to buff archers though?
Well, they already did. I mean,
Well, I meant
with
more than they
the
are now, I guess.
no,
No,
not
no.
more than they are now. I just mean they already did, so we don't want to. I don't think we need to buff Archers and nerf Spearman at the same time, as well as you nerfed Spearman and you buffed Cav, right? So it's kind of like they're just like objectively worse.
I'm scared that they will do what they always do, and they will nerf horsemen or something, and then they will buff infantry, and we're just gonna be back to where we were at the start.
Well, I mean, I don't know if we'd ever go back to the way we started, right? I mean, last patch and the times
I'm
before
just
that it
saying
was mass
they
siege, but yeah,
they
I know.
like to do these double nerfs, double buffs, and when they don't need to.
Yeah, I mean, we should be getting the next patch in the next, I would say, week or so, right? I mean, obviously we don't have a timetable, but they're supposed to release it in November, and that's.
But it's not gonna be big, right? It's only like they nerf Abbasids, they nerf elephants. And what else? What did they say? I don't remember. They said something else, I think, but nothing massive.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely not a massive
They
patch.
will nerf biology, I think,
Oh yeah.
because yeah, it's too
Small
strong
nerf.
for their opinion. To be honest, I think games still have like problems at the pre-ledge, so maybe my wish. I think I don't like corner markets at all. I mean, it's kinda killing the point to have a map control.
Uh,
Like we still have a lot of maps with corner market, and like
Yeah,
you
I
can't
agree, but then
get
like
anything
Mongols is very
from map
sad,
control.
right?
Yeah.
But maybe that's a separate issue.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir for me. I've been anti-trade in Imperial Age forever, but
I mean, some stalemates, yeah, causing like corner trade market. Like you have endless food, you have endless gold. Let's fight. I mean, if you only have relics like 8k veins and like shitty trade at the middle, I mean, I think yeah, a lot of games will end it like quicker because you cannot like sustain your elite units.
unless you're
But it's
English.
mainly about map pool, I think, yeah.
Which kind of brings me to the point of late game here. What do you think? Do you think it's better now in the few games you've played, worse, or the same as last patch? Like for me, I think it's a little better. I still think it's terrible. I still think there's a lot of work, or there's work that needs to be done. But I enjoy the new late game more than the old late game. What are your guys' thoughts on the current late game compared to the last one?
I mean, it's hard, I think. Yeah, like, literally, even from people stream and WAM who are playing a lot. I mean, not a lot, but they are playing. I just don't see a real late game almost
I
any
think
time.
it's a little better. I agree. I think you see more unit comp like transitions, which is probably good, than just seeing like one unit being spammed the entire time, right?
Yeah, but I think it's
But
almost the same, like almost.
yeah, no, I agree, but I think it's slightly better. Like I agree
Yeah.
with Blade, like just a bit.
Yeah, I don't think it's changed too much, to be honest. I think it's better in the sense that you can kind of kill keeps and stuff easier. The traps are a lot easier. I
Yeah.
mean, better.
I
But
mean,
like unit
sorry,
composition wise, it's very similar. I think
like
infantry are a bit weaker, especially like
the
mass
simple
infantry.
fact that I don't have to build Springholds makes the late game better for me too. Like I just don't think
Yeah,
the unit's enjoyable. Like
I don't, I don't understand anybody who wants the swing all back in the game. Like, it's not even. I don't understand how it's gonna help the situation at all. Like, it doesn't do anything to help late game, does it?
I don't know.
I don't think you can do any fix. Like I think it's just about maps. And whenever it was the same on AoE2 at the start. Maps were pretty bad, and then it was a lot of very annoying late game. And eventually now they have so many crazy maps. So maybe it's easier for AoE2 to do crazy maps because in AoE4 we have obviously very different civs compared to AoE2. So it's
Mm.
pretty hard for us to have a good amount of good maps. But for sure, like corner market maps are pretty bad. So on some maps you have pretty much infinite food. And obviously we still have infinite food no matter what, because farms don't end anytime. So I think it's about making people go out on the map to get wood and to not have corner markets. But you don't really need to have market in the middle of the map. I think a Gorge, for example, it's a fine limit to what you want to have.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think you can
yeah.
attack the market on Gorge pretty much all the time. So I think that's the best kind of market you should have on any map is pretty much the Gorge balance. And then if you want, you can do like the new Killer Pigeon map, Pigeon's View, I think. It's pretty much in the middle on each side, and then it's fine. You can just attack them if you have the map control. And I think that's good.
That's the map that's kind of like High View, right? Is
Yeah,
that the one
it
you're
is a
talking
view,
about?
but better. So you can have second side control because you don't have one in each base pretty much, since you had one in the corner of each player pretty much. And you don't have a corner trade. Plus, you don't have as much resources overall on the map. You have a little bit less wood lines and a little bit of less of gold, I think. I think you have one less gold on each side, so you have to go out on the map.
Yeah, I mean, I'd
Uh,
like that change if we had a little bit less wood and forced it more outside on the map. At least
yeah, how
something.
could you complain about having less wood on the map? Like, it does way too many resources already. Like, I don't. I think the issue with that is more that that's kind of difficult for map makers and developers, maybe. Not that, like, I think that change in general is really good, though.
I mean,
Yeah,
it depends, right? Because at Red Bull, we were talking with Co, who is doing a lot of maps. And I didn't know that we didn't have the chance to have a. I don't know how you call it, but pretty much on AoE2, you have some possible
Hmm.
field where you cannot build anything on it. And AoE4,
Yeah.
we don't have that apparently. No, we can't have that on any maps. And I
I,
was very surprised by that because it's very basic stuff from AoE2. So it means, like, for example, you have that around your base. It means you cannot ever wall your base. You can do a little base maybe, right? And have walls, but it's pretty much useless. So you pretty much have to go out on the map, and then you cannot wall the whole map because some part of the map cannot be walled. So then you pretty much have to defend yourself with castles and towers, and it's obviously gonna be killed by trebuchet if you want to. So making maps unwallable is pretty interesting, I think.
I wish they would add that to the editor for AoE4. I've wished that
Yeah.
since they announced it. I actually was hoping they would by now, but it's
But you can have so many things like that, and it was the same on StarCraft. You can do so much stuff with maps, and we are very limited right now on AoE4.
It's the same with Area 3. You can do that in Area 3. We have like no Gaia. We have boar, deer, sheep. Like what else do we have? I think yeah, I was talking with Cal actually in the King of the Rockies tournament as well, and it's pretty much saying the same thing, right? Like there's just not that much you can do with Area 4 maps.
Yeah, it's
now.
surprising, right? Because like 20 years ago, we could already do that on map makers on StarCraft 1 and like Empire Earth or whatever. You had really this kind of stuff to be possible. And then we have on OA4, and it takes 4 years to get a pause, and it gets 3 years to not even have proper maps because we cannot make proper maps. So it's kind of surprising.
Do you
Yeah.
think it's possible they add that in the expansion coming next year? Because
I wish.
I mean, I could
That's
be
possible.
remembering wrong, but didn't they discuss that they might be adding like new hunts or something in the next expansion?
Yeah, I don't
There
know
were
about
rumors
like
about that, I think. No, I'm not sure if they were discussing it, but there were rumors.
Okay, because
I
maybe if
don't
they're
think they were discussing non-buildable terrain, but they were discussing Gaia.
well,
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
I know they didn't discuss non-buildable terrain, but I'm hoping maybe maybe they'll add it in the expansion because I feel like the editor in general hasn't gotten much love in 2 years, right? Like they released the editor 2 years ago or something, and then I feel like we haven't had anything.
Yeah, probably. I'm not up to date with it, but I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, it just things just take so long in this game. I wonder if it's just because of Relic, and I guess the Forgotten Empires guys don't have as much developing experience on the engine or something. Like, I don't know. It's just more difficult to put things into Age of Empires 4 than it is Age of Empires 2 and their other games.
Yeah, which I guess we can talk about the upcoming DLC real quick. Are there any civs you guys want or like, you're like your hoper in the game? For example, I know one of the most requested ones is probably Vikings. Do you guys have any that you really want?
I wanna get Poland. I wanna make winged hussars and just raid whole map. But it's probably not in priority. But okay, I will
Canada.
revisit. USA.
I'd love the USA.
USA.
Let's bring the modern US into the era of Age of Empires.
Yeah, I think Vikings would be a good idea. I mean,
I think we need Mesoamerican civs
sounds
like
good.
Aztecs, Maya, Inki. Like we need new mechanics. We need like new scouts without horse. We need like new.
Eagle Warrior.
Remember when Malian out? It was like, wow! It was mind blowing. What the fuck, pit mines? Like, oh, what the heck, pit mines,
What do you
houses?
mean? It was the
It was
same with
Fox,
Byzantine.
no?
Yeah, but I mean, it's super cool. We need more of this.
No, Malians
I
is not
agree.
cool.
I agree, to be honest, but I think the Native American civs and stuff like that are generally not as appreciated in Malian as well, but
Okay.
Yeah, but who?
I
Ugh.
think it would be cool.
I mean, I could see them adding Native American civs. Now,
They should.
would you guys be still? Do you think they're going to do the same thing they did with the last expansion, where they're going to add variant civs?
Probably, yeah. And I'm very curious about what are they gonna do with Delhi, the variant Civ. It's gonna be a very wild stuff, I think. And I'm pretty worried about that, but at the same time, I was a little bit worried about Order of the Dragon. But in the end, it's fine. They just make it okay for low level play, and then it's not really good for us. And I think that's the only way to balance it. I think if you make it good for us, it's gonna be a disaster at low level. People are just gonna play only Order of the Dragon. So
I think hopefully not. I wanna get 4 unique civs like for a season 10.
you want everything. What do you mean?
I don't wanna get like second English. I have enough English in my life. I need new mechanics. I wanna explore the game. I don't wanna play second HRE, third like Russia or something.
I agree. I think it's better if there's no variants, but as
Yeah,
long
will
as we
be.
get 2 new civs, I'm fine. I think it's a good expansion.
I mean, I was going to say, I mean, ideally, I think we'd all. Well, I'm not going to say all because I'm not going to talk for everyone, but I know we'd like to see what 4 or 5 new civs instead of 2 civs and 4 variants. But I think that's unrealistic to get 4 or 5 new civs in a single expansion. They do have to put a lot more work into a new civ in Age of Empires 4 than they did in say
Yeah.
AoE 2, like a lot more.
Hopefully we don't get a Jeanne d'Arc again, or we have a Hero Civ. But I think we're gonna get that. I think with Mongols it will be nice. We could have some crazy Mongols unique unit. But I don't think it was a good idea with Jeanne d'Arc. And it took a while to balance her. It took maybe like 1 year to not make her very dumb. But maybe it was fine in the end.
Yeah.
I
You want a
agree.
Mongols variant with a hero civ?
I think they're gonna do that, yeah.
Like, we had that at the start of the game.
No,
That was crazy.
it's true, but like, I mean, not the same way, right? Khan was from the start. Maybe you just do that from, I mean, just like the same as Jeanne d'Arc, pretty much. And you have different spells on her, but I think, I mean, there is no way they did Jeanne d'Arc, which doesn't make any sense. And they don't do it again. I think they will for sure do it again with another Civ. And I
Yeah.
would think maybe Mongol is a good candidate, or maybe English.
English.
I
God.
really hope we don't get
no.
another John Arc with a hero unit. I will say that Civ Ooh, did I mauled about that Civ back in the early
It was
days?
bad for a long time.
That was, yeah. I mean, it kind of reminded me of the old con, where the old con was just broken as could
I mean,
be.
Old Khan was broken from literally the first second of the game, so you
Yeah.
would instantly send him in the base of your opponent, which was a bit too much. But yeah, Jeanne d'Arc, I mean, when you make a unit go to level 3, and then you can make mana arms that are pretty much unkillable for most Civ in H2, it's obviously gonna be bad. So they have to think a little bit better about what kind of spells they have. I think having mana arms for Jeanne d'Arc was a bad idea. At least in Age 3, I mean level 3. It should have been maybe level 4 for mana arms. Cavalry was fine, even if it's very strong cavalry, but the Manatarm one was the problem for Jeanne d'Arc much of the time. Most of the time.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree. But maybe devs need to go a bit further, like with heroes. Maybe we need to add like plate or bow, and which you can buy from market for like 500 gold. And maybe we'll have like AOE4, like new MOBA, huh? Sounds nice, yeah?
I
Yeah,
hope
super
not.
smart one.
No, please no.
Yeah, but I mean, I have a hero as GG, but I mean, you don't have a lot of possibilities to migrate. Like early on, you can go kill wolves, but now you can't. Now you can just pew with bow 4 times, like in 2 minutes, and that's it. Maybe I want a bit more micron with my
I mean,
hero.
it's just a bad Civ. It will never be a
Yeah,
fun one.
yeah.
It's not a good idea.
But also, I wanna say a bit like we a bit like we said some things like, oh no, we waited for past 3 years, but I have to say that I admire devs. Like 1 year ago, it was like it was best stuff. Like everyone said the game is dead, like no tournaments, all bad. But now, like half year of the silence, and we're getting pause, we're getting siege changes, and yeah, I can tell the devs actually like they listen community and they listen pro players. Yeah, and it's really good.
They don't listen
our
to Beastie
future.
though. They should listen to my boy Beastie. That's not cool. He's getting left out.
No, he's not. He's not getting left out.
Man, they nerfed Siege. They nerfed Walls. He's dead. My poor boy.
But he doesn't use that stuff, man. He's saying
Stop
Beastie's a
lying.
camper?
He's the biggest
Beastie's-
camper and the biggest bitch I've ever met. So yes, he is a
I
camper.
thought I was a camper.
And let me tell you, with this patch, he's now fucked. So the last tournament he will ever win will be thanks
Oh
to me
my
in 2v2.
That's
And
so.
that's
I
beautiful.
mean,
And that's
that's
beautiful.
just wrong.
Oh my God, Marinelord.
That would be fun, no? If he only wins one tournament this year and it's with me. That will be
But
lovely.
he already won Outback Octagon.
Well,
Oh my god,
to
it's
be
so good.
fair, this year's only like 6 more weeks or something. This year's almost over already.
Yeah, so it's the last tournament.
Which I guess let's actually discuss the team tournament. So obviously, Marinelord, you're very confident that you're gonna win. I take it.
I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really care, honestly. I legit don't care. I'm just gonna play, and if I lose, I win. As I said, like, if I lose, it means that the only time I can lose in the whole year is when I play with Beastie the noob. And if I win, I win. And I carry Beastie. So I can only win.
Right.
Only
Well,
victory
that-
is possible.
That's one way to
So
look at it.
losing is a win.
Yeah, no matter what happens, I already won everything this year. It's over. Even if I lose.
Well,
It's good
even
for
when
You are the
The
biggest
small
troll,
tournament.
Marinelord. I love it.
Who cares about smaller tournaments, man? I only care about money. And I play the big boy money tournament.
hmm.
Well,
If
what's
you only
when-
care
when-
about money, then you're in the wrong business, man.
In Octagon, you literally said to me like, I don't care about money, like I will kill you.
Yeah, because that was no money. What do you mean? If I win, you get $500 more than the second place. Who cares? I
Ah.
just want to have fun and to make
Okay,
content.
but it was fun, yeah.
It was fun.
Well, okay. So, is there any team that you don't want to play, like that you're scared of, or do you
Yeah.
you just?
Anotand, yeah.
Well, Marinelord, I know the answer for him.
Yeah, I'm scared of Puppy Point 1 where I beat 5-0 in the last team tournament.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago. It was
To
the
be
same when we
honest,
played Red Bull. They were like, yeah, last time you beat me, it was a long time ago. Now it's different. And then you lost 3-0 in 45 minutes. So what can I say?
Yeah, you got invited to the finals, man. Good for you.
Yeah. And next time they will invite me directly to leave the trophy. They will have a show match
probably.
for second place. That will be nice.
Um,
Yeah, I think I'm scared of Louis and Xosh. Like, I think they're greasing hard, and I think Chinese players can surprise everyone in this tournament.
well, Louis
Maybe.
always been really good, and I know him
Yeah.
and I don't remember who he teamed with last time, but didn't he make it to the finals or semifinals or something? Can't remember. It's been a
Of the
while.
team tournament?
Yeah.
I
I
think he
don't
was
think
close.
so.
Like, I think he was at semis maybe.
Maybe it was against the people in WAM in the semifinal. So because I got Vortex and Lucifer in semifinal with my team, so it must have been WAM's team. So I'm not sure who they played in semifinal.
Oh, that could have been it. Yeah, it's been so long I can't even remember.
You don't remember, guys? You have a short memory?
I remember we
I
played
remember
against them,
winning.
yeah? We won.
Okay.
Yep.
No, I mean, I wanted to know who you played in semifinal. Obviously, you
I
won
think it
since.
was Louis, yeah.
Okay.
Which,
I mean, that was
I mean, who
yeah.
else would it be?
They are good in team games. It's pretty much the release, so it's not surprising. And obviously, they're still gonna be good, right? It's gonna be the same pretty much as usual. I think it's gonna be like my team, Canadians team, Spanish team is gonna play. I think they said, and then it's gonna be a Chinese team, obviously, because they are pretty good. Maybe we have
Man,
Anotand.
stop it! Me plus B, like both top 5 players in this game.
He
What
plays
do you
every
mean?
fall.
Yeah, he will probably.
He will probably.
actually, that kind of
Yeah.
brings me a question. Since you guys have been playing team games, have you noticed big changes with the patch on the team games? Like, is it affecting team games in a negative or positive way?
No, it's the same, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
team
yeah,
games it
that's
doesn't really change.
But I
Maybe
think
for late game it's a bit. I mean, no, I'm not even sure about that. But you just play mass cavalry and mass archer, so no matter what you do, you just snowball the same way as before. So I don't think it changes pretty much anything.
yeah, but I'm not talking about 2v2, but I'm talking at 4v4, and like trade is fucking broken at
Yeah.
4v4. One man, putting corner market, second corner market, and your trader going for 200 gold. What the heck? Devs, please do it. Do something with it. Yeah, trade just broken at large maps, I think.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy fix too for them. They can just
Yeah.
make it worse for large maps.
And I think it will fix team games, and it will be so nice. Yeah.
But the team games, like, we never really cared about it, but 3v3 and 4v4, it seems pretty weird.
Yeah.
And same for Abbasid, right? So Abbasid echoing, obviously, when you're on a giant map, it must be super broken. But in 2v2, it's not that big of a deal. And we don't have many campy maps on 2v2, except I don't remember one of the new maps that is very campy, and that is very good for Abbasid. Pretty much all the other maps are pretty okay for to counter it.
What do you guys think about the map poll?
I think it's fine, but you're gonna cry about water maps, as usual.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Yeah,
I love crying about water
I think it's
maps.
fine.
But what do you
I mean,
think, Anotand?
I mean, to be honest, I think the idea of maps is fine, but I think some maps still a bit unbalanced, and yeah, they need a bit of work. Like, I'm not playing the game, but I just like turn in EGC Gorge 2 times, and I was playing without berries 2 times and without ships. But I mean, yeah, we like it that we have a good map editor. Need to remember he's like Karyu or like something.
Carry you in.
He's a real good guy, and he's fixing maps immediately. We just need to provide him with good feedback, and I think we'll be in a good shape with map pool.
Oh, that's good. Which actually brings me to the KP tournament. I actually just want to know, Marinelord, how come you aren't playing in those tournaments?
I mean, I don't have any
He's
reason to
lazy.
play. No, I'm not even lazy. Like, it's not a lot of money. I can make content out of it because it's fun. And then I'm just. I mean, it's better to not play from me than playing. If I will play, I will have to literally play, right? And it will take time. I just prefer to watch people play and mock them. It's fun.
Yeah, I have noticed you've
Especially
been
when
casting them.
You know, when you have a grand final and then you have a guy who forgets about sacred sites, you can only be happy about it, right? You have to cast it. You have to watch.
Yeah.
Did that happen in your match
Okay.
between you and Puppy, William?
Yeah.
He won the game and then he forgot about sacred sites. Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Okay, that's funny. I missed that game. I think I was sleeping or something, napping or something.
I
Beautiful
watched it
game.
like 5 times in a BC stream.
Yeah, after it was over, I was saying Wham won for 2 minutes before realizing how bad he is. Fucking hell, Wham. Crazy. But it was very funny at least, for once. Usually when it happens, it's pretty sad, but it's when it's a small tournament and it was
Yeah.
such a weird situation. Like literally won the game and then 5 seconds after, it seemed like people left the game, but it was not the case. He just died. That was fun.
Well, that's yeah, because we've had two champions now, Wham and Puppy.
Yeah.
Do you think they're just going to continue winning these? Because I think Beastie's not playing either. I think I don't remember
I
his
mean,
reasons.
even if BC was playing on this patch, it's gonna be hard for him, man. It's gonna be hard. So I'm not sure about that, but I think Anotand could win maybe one. Louis and Anotand pretty much will be winning a few. But yeah, in theory, it should be Puppy and Wham winning most of them. Uh, this week it was not the best final, but I feel like Wham could have won some maps he lost. So it was 4-1, but it could have been very close. And
Well, we
the week
played on
before,
Frisian. Like this map is not a good
yeah,
map.
Frisian is
It's
bad
not
map.
good
But
entertainment.
I mean, even on other maps, like I don't remember which one, but you had a few maps where I was like, okay, I mean, for sure the first one, right? You kind of won it and then you lost because you didn't
Yeah.
step on it, but it could have been very close. And I think the first week, it was crazy. If I look back at the game, I think Wham should have won like 6-0 pretty much, but he lost two maps and it was very fun maps. Louis had some good ideas and some good meme build, and it kind of worked for him. And he beat Papipo in semifinal, right? So I think Lou could win some and Anotand.
But I think like overall level of 1-1 will increase, like because in January we'll have new tournament, and I think yeah, till then it probably will be like a bit of not the super high level
Yeah, it's
play
pretty shit right now. But
maps, but yeah, I think in a month or at a few weeks it will be so much better.
yeah, after the 2v2 tournament, I agree, but for now it's pretty bad. And I think only me and Papipo were supposed to practice for like the last 2 months. So obviously we have some more game knowledge than other people, but
Man,
you
I
can see most
practiced with
people are
you
not
for 3
playing.
months. What do you mean?
Yeah, you were a punching bag for like 2 months, but
Mhm.
it doesn't mean you're good right now. And you believed you will be good, but now I see you and you lose a lot. You don't do that well, so maybe next time I don't practice with you and I find another practice partner. I'm not sure, man.
Mhm.
You have to improve,
You
man.
need him, man. You need him.
I
Let's be
needed him for
honest.
Red Bull. He was my goat, and I paid him a little bit,
Ah.
and then he gave me some money back by asking me for a money match. That was very smart.
Yeah, but I think money match was cool. Like it was like
It was
3-2.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, was that the last
agree with
1v1
it.
major tournament? Was it Red Bull?
Yeah, it was
It's
Red Bull and then Red Bull qualifier before, and then before that it was Master of Realm, which was a crazy
Yeah, but
tournament with a lot of
that's not
weird
really
maps.
a 1v1 tournament.
wow. So it's been like
Which one?
so if it's the
Yeah, I think the
qualifiers,
1v1. I think the 1v1 tournaments have been pretty bad this year. Honestly.
yeah, we've had a long
I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the Wii Classic was
Wow.
good.
it was
Yeah.
fine. You guys are just bitches about some
No,
maps.
I'm being honest. Like that's just how I feel.
I
Yeah,
mean,
but to be honest, guys, yeah, we have Red Bull and
Yeah, Red
Octagon.
Bull was
It's like
fine.
half of the year. And yeah, Red Bull good tournament, but I mean Marinelord is invited, so it's shit. And then Octagon is also cool tournament, but you cannot like play it super seriously because it's FA. And yeah, like
Yeah.
bam, half of the year is gone.
Yeah.
Meh.
It was very bad second half for sure.
I think next year though we're gonna have a Wii Classic for sure. Like it's been a very popular format. We're gonna get that for sure, and we're gonna get two other 1v1 tournaments, so it should be good.
Yeah,
Ye-
before July, so that's very cool for sure.
it does kind of suck that there's with the patch coming out that we haven't really had any major 1v1 tournaments because that's I've noticed it too that like it feels like ladder's pretty slow. I know there's a KP tournament, but again, it's a small one, which is nice to watch, but people aren't seriously practicing for it like they're going to for January. Which I think it's what, January 6th? Is that when it starts? Does anyone know?
No, a bit later, I
12th
think.
maybe, something 11th, 12th.
January 11, yeah.
January 11th. Okay, so it's a little less than 2 months. So that means next month, hopefully, we get to start seeing everyone grinding the 1v1s again. Because this tournament goes until how long does the team tournament go to?
It's 3 weekends, I think, if you don't count the qualifier.
Yeah.
Okay, so what, end of December or
It's
December
15
15.
December. Yeah.
Yeah.
December 15th? Okay. So good. I'm marking that on my calendar because after December 15th, the 1v1s are back. At least that's what I hope.
I mean, you will have Christmas after that, or maybe not, but yeah,
True, but
maybe.
it's gamers. You know, man, on Christmas Day maybe, but after that, back to
Yeah, I mean, we
gaming.
have to practice for Christmas because it's gonna be like 2 weeks after January starts, the start of the tournament, and we have to be in shape obviously. So I think I will play maybe some Killer Pigeon midweek towards the end of December,
Oh.
maybe.
I did have a question for you. Would you play the Kill Pigeon tournaments more if the map pool was better?
No, I like the map pool. I think it's fine.
Okay.
I just don't
'Cause
like the
I-
force maps
You like
one.
the map pool? There's Haywire in it. This one.
Okay, okay. Well, everywhere, let's
be
no
honest,
comments.
I think
But
map pool is fine, but you need to have one ban before home map pick. Like,
I think map
Maybe.
pool is very bad, honestly. Like, look at the maps we're getting this week. We're getting
I think if you have possibility to ban
Okay, Haywire is
Haywire
crazy.
forever, it's fine. But yeah, like
Yeah.
some baboon,
Wait,
like
are,
Vamp can pick Haywire every map, every series.
wait, there are no map bans in the KP tournament
No,
Yeah, you have map ban after
After.
home map pick.
after
after
peak.
the home map.
Yeah.
To be
Oh,
fair, I
okay.
think it's worse in the finals when you have to play every single one of the maps.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as bad in the semifinals or the quarterfinals. But the finals, you have to play every single map, so it's like kind of...
I think some maps that are considered pretty good from people, we consider it terrible, and I think Frisian March is one of them. Especially after practicing it so hard for Red Bull, I really think it's one of the worst map in the map pool. It's just like it
yeah.
forces you in. It's either like you're gonna all in with China or like sushi, or you're just gonna camp into late game because you have trade and you have infinite food and infinite wood. You have pretty much everything infinite on this map, which is terrible. So I think Frisian March is a terrible map. Haywire, I just don't see the point of having this map in the map pool. If you want to have a terrible map like that, you just have Mountain Clearing or Socotra that are not as bad, but that are pretty bad. Kerlogar, I think is fine probably.
I
I'm
do
not sure
like
about it.
Mankalaga.
I think it's
Galaga
fine.
is a really good map, actually, in my opinion.
Pigeon's View is pretty good, I think. And Scarred Guard, I saw it today. It looked pretty much okay. It looked like Coastal Cliff, but with a few reasons to go on water. So I think it's fine.
I
Why
mean, I'm
not?
not even talking about, like, I'm not saying the map pool is, like... I just think it's not great practice. Like, that's all. Like, if I'm... Like, I'm not... Like, I'm playing on A tool and Frisian Marshes and stuff. It's, like, stuff I'm doing... Like, I've already... Like, I'm just not learning that much, right? Like, I'm playing against ABBA against Zushi on Frisian Marshes. It's not, for me...
I mean, yeah,
I've
you have
played
a few
this map
maps.
so many times, you know, like...
A few maps should
And
not be played anymore for sure.
Dry Arabia, for instance, like... The meta evolves consistently at Dry Arabia, right? Like, if I'm playing on Frisian, the meta doesn't evolve at all because there's certain civs on that map that are just so much better than other civs that there's no point in playing the other civs. Like, am I ever gonna see like certain civs on this map? I just don't see it. Like,
I agree.
Yeah, I
I
don't
think
know.
Pigeon's View is decent. Like, I just put it on the map though. It still has like issues with like contrast and lighting. Like, I don't know what the issue is, but
Pigeon's View is way better than High View, though. To be fair, I
Yeah.
think
yeah, I think it's
it's
good.
just like it's a good map, and yeah, I'm curious what maps we're gonna see in the next big 1v1 tournament. I guess these KP weekly tournaments are good, especially if we're gonna be practiced. Like, we're gonna have these maps in the next 1v1 tournament, right? Which I assume is gonna be the case, at least some of them. So I mean, even Haywire I don't mind as much because I understand that, like, part of like having like one meme map in the tournament for me is just kind of like fine that there's a balance between having entertaining games and having maps that pro players enjoy as well. So I don't know.
Haywire is
Just
the one
kinda
where you.
curious to think what you thought about that. I think Beastie in particular might, if the maps are a little bit more standard, he might play them more. The tournament, that is. But
Is Haywire the map where you spawn close together? Right?
yeah,
Like you're just
Very
putting
close,
right
yeah.
next to each other?
yeah. I mean, there's stuff around the edges, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
lots
there's the
of
forest
them,
around the
yeah.
edges and then that. Yeah. Yeah, I insta-banned that map. Don't ever want to play it.
Yeah. Other than that, I think maybe Atoll was not the best, but I don't know. I feel like since it was on the first week mostly, I think the first week people were not they were pretty clueless about how to play it. So we pretty much always had some out draft on it, and it was giving terrible games. But I'm saying that, and this week we got it like maybe in the final. It was a terrible game. I'm not sure. Maybe Atoll is not the best, but the idea of it is not too bad. I think it's just maybe water is a bit too important on it, just because
They
you can control
changed
so much
it.
of the land with it.
I think it's
Yeah.
really hard map. Like you need to have a good balance between water and land.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's hard.
it's okay, but I mean, it's not, in my opinion, that much different than most water maps, right? Like, it's not like Atoll is a bad water map. It's just a water
No,
map.
it's not bad, but it's kind of weird. It's a mix of Socotra
Yeah.
and Kawasan, kind of. So like, I mean, not even Kawasan, but we really never had a map like that. But I feel like yeah, water is a bit too important on this map, especially when it comes to controlling the land. You have pretty much every like berries, gold. I mean, you have pretty much all the time one very important stuff close to the shore, and then you just die because you cannot come back on water. I think in 2v2 it's better because you don't have this issue as much. But in 1v1 for sure it felt like it was too much about water on Atoll.
But yeah, Killer Pigeon is right. Like Atoll was changed after the first tournament.
Yeah.
Now it's a bit more chunky.
Yeah, maybe it's improved, yeah. And Pigeon's Valley was terrible. Fuck this map. It gave a very
It's
good
bad,
map in the
yeah.
final because it was very fun, but overall the idea of it is just like it's way too good for just Abbasid, and if you run Abbasid, it's just too good for like civs like HRE maybe, where you can just go fast to Serbia. So having super compy map like that, we already had that with Woodwall, and it's pretty much Woodwall on steroids, so yeah, I didn't like
think
it.
the thing about Pigeon's Valley is that it's actually way better in 2v2s than it is in 1v1s. And
Yeah,
I think.
good.
the reason, yes, because I played in 1v1s, man. Me up against Rue, you just play China and Zushi every game.
But is
Because
that not how you play twos? Like you just play China.
no, because you can kind of like play a little bit more like jousting fields in a 1v1, and if you want
Yeah.
to, you can kind of attack your opponent. But in 1v1s, having the water is just like insane. Like you can't attack them if they have water control. And with the new siege changes, you can't kill these like H4 ships. They're impossible to kill. So I mean, he just won because he got H4 and I couldn't attack him. Like it was impossible.
He
can
won
kill them
because
with
he
bombards,
played
no?
better.
Well, yeah, he played better, but he also he went H4 and got H4 ships, and it's just completely unwinnable.
You know,
Like,
he out microed you, out macro, and out multitask you. I mean,
He's a good one.
yeah.
But don't you counter these big boats with the bombards? Isn't it good? No?
I
Like-
guess, but I mean, then you're just rushing H4 anyway for
No, yeah, you need
Bombard,
H4
like,
for sure. But
so
I mean, is the balance about this? I thought it was forgotten about, but I feel like when I played some EGC Archipelago for practice, I was surprised about the range of these H4 boats. It's not as big as before, obviously, and I think Bombards and Culverin should counter them pretty well. I think.
Do you like the new archipelago?
I think it's obviously way better than the old one because the old one is terrible. But this one has some flaws too. I don't know.
this was a beastie map, right? This archipelago.
I think it's okay, but
Depends for who, man. If you tell me play against Beastian Water, I have a big smile.
No, I
But for
think
you noobs,
what I
maybe
mean
it's
is he
hard.
designed this map. He designed the new
Really?
archipelago.
but I think
he suggested some stuff. Yeah.
need a little less
Yeah.
deep water fish. Like it's jokes that
Yeah,
you
maybe.
had like 5 deep water at your back. You just every game you just go for 3 docks behind your island and you just sit. I mean, if all fish will be forward, I think it
Maybe, yeah.
can be a really good map. Maybe.
Maybe you make it no fish in the back. That would be nice.
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, I think that's an issue because your teammates spawn so far away. Like it's just gonna be 1v1 and 1v1.
Mm,
I mean, it's fine. Why not?
yeah, maybe it's gonna be too much about 1v1. You can have it on the side too, but like behind the base, it's just too strong, right? I think. If you literally have behind the base, and it's pretty much what we do right now, especially with defensive sieves. You just dock in the back, you age up late, and you are making a lot of
Yeah.
fishing ship. And then
Maybe
you can
it's
even
fine.
trade. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, what if you have one deep water fish in the back, and then you have to kind of expand towards the front, right?
Yeah, maybe.
You
Yeah.
start in the back and then expand towards the front.
But I think it's still water, right? And it's never gonna be perfect. And it's the same in AoE2. AoE2 water is always pretty not the best. But having one map like that in tournaments, it's fine. And I think Just pure water maps are just it will never be good. But this one in 2v2 it can be fun. I think it can be fine. I just hope we don't have it in 1v1 tournaments. I think in 1v1 tournaments, if you want good water maps, it's just you have one Holy Island game, and then you're happy about it because Holy Island is fine. But I think you can
Yeah.
do some other maps than Holy Island that have pretty much the same setup, where you play land and water at the same time. And I think Holy Island actually you could remove markets. It will improve the map a lot
Yeah.
if you cannot trade on water, because then you can just snowball on food. But if the opponent is prepared for it and you is already booming on land or whatever, then you can kind of afford to lose water. And if you over make water, you kind of lose. So I don't think if you don't have trade on Holy Island, it's a very good map. But if you
I
have
think
trade, it's kind of
Scandinavia is like Holy Island for
yeah,
2v2
Scandinavia
tournament.
is a good idea. I
You
think.
And
guys
it looks
remember
good and you don't have trade.
Rusifron not killing Beastie on Hoy Islands?
Yeah, because he has no hands. He's terrible, man. Fucking Lucifron. How could he lose this? It was crazy. It's so disappointing for him, man. I know him, he's fucking good at
So
RTS,
sad,
and then he
yeah.
has no hands when it comes to late game.
Yeah.
No brains, nothing.
But
Crazy.
didn't Lucy used to have a pretty good late game though for a while? Maybe I'm wrong.
No.
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 It was the same on StarCraft. He just kills people early or in mid game, and in late game he falls apart. He doesn't know what to do.
Yeah, but
And
now he might
Vortex
be
is
okay.
I was
yeah, maybe now,
watching.
yeah.
He looked like he was so confused.
Yeah, he had no clue what to do.
P-Papi, you're not playing anymore. Show your webcam.
You want to see me that bad?
Yeah.
He's a big
Yeah.
fan, man. He's a big fan.
Now, puppy, did you win or lose?
What do you? Come on. One, of course.
I know you're playing someone at my skill level right now. They
No
stood no
chance.
chance. Poor player.
I mean, it was a round of 32, right? So Puppy is
Yes.
not gonna lose that. Maybe if you ask Magic on Age of Mythology, he will tell you, okay, I lost this time. But Puppy Pro, there is no way he loses a round of 32. No way.
What do you think? Magic's gonna he's gonna win tomorrow?
I don't know, man. I hope so, because he's getting shit talked left and right by AOM player.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty sad because, yeah. I mean, we all know on these games they all suck, so it's just pretty sad having Magic losing. It's just sad.
I'm
Wait,
not sure if Vortex done with Zaum, like he's not playing anymore. Like for a few weeks, I think.
He told me he just wants to play to stick to like top 12 maybe, so he can get some money from tournaments, and then he doesn't care. So he just plays a bit
So
to save his
Vortex
spot, and
now
then
fully back to IFO.
hopefully, man. I don't think he's gonna go back to Stormgate, so yeah.
Okay.
oh,
So,
interesting.
There's something I don't like about AOM, and I can't put my finger on it, but the game is just too crazy.
I like
Yeah, it's very
AOM,
wild.
but for me it's more as like a casual fun game. I definitely don't like
Yeah.
it as a play it competitively. I can't get into it.
Yeah, I
that
like
way.
it too, but it's just like a remaster of old game. I think AOM 2 will be like really huge if they will make it with a good engine and like with all explosives like black holes. Wow, it will be really cool.
Yeah, I
But
think.
he's a bit outdated, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and I think an AOM2 would obviously be. I think it'd be pretty popular as well. I think it'd be fun. Heck, a new
AoE 5?
an AOE 5 is surely that's in development.
AoE 4D?
I hope I hope there's no AOE 4D. You know, a lot of companies are doing that nowadays, where they're making these like not remakes, but high definition versions of new games that are like 4 or 5 years old, and you're like, what? It's not that old. It doesn't need no.
I mean, if they do it correctly, I think it's a good way to, because I feel like it's so difficult for them to work on this game and improve it, like because Relic doesn't do as much anymore. Like,
I don't think. I feel like if they are gonna make an AOM2 or Age of Empires 5, I don't think Relic would be the one making it. I just have a
Yeah,
feeling.
to be honest, I think we don't need another AoE franchise game at this engine. Like, let's be honest, yeah, AoE 4 looks nice, it's pretty, but we have a lot of engine problems. Let's say that.
Yeah.
Already.
Like input delay and yeah, other stuff.
Yeah, it's weird. It was built.
yeah, Microsoft had job applications for Unreal Engine 5 or something. So they're doing something. I don't know what it is, but
Yeah, I saw that too, but I
Kinda
saw
interesting.
someone say that didn't necessarily mean it was for Age of Empires or something. But
Maybe
I
not.
did see
I
I did
mean,
see that. But whether that
but
means I mean, I do
hoping.
remember a year ago or so there was a survey that they released asking what you'd like to see in a new Age of game. It was like a year, yeah, it was like a year or so. I remember answering it, but I don't. That doesn't mean they're making one. Hopefully that does. That'd be kind of cool. But that would be a long ways away, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I pretty much, I think we went through everything I was thinking of talking about. Does anyone have any last things they want to add or shout out or anything before we end this beautiful little talk? I'll let you go first, Anatand.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm
To be honest.
optimistic as never about future of this game. Like, yeah, we have some downs, we have like, to be honest, I have not the best year. Yeah, I have like some top 12 upsets. I was really upset after Master of Realms, and yeah, like it was like not so much tournaments. But now we're getting patches like hotfix every month. We're getting devs really talking to us. You see like this huge text in game like yara 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 patch about this. It's really cool. Like we didn't have it in 2 years. Now finally we have it. So yeah, now I know that Pesty will run more tournaments at next year, and yeah, now I can say with all confidence I love OFO. I can stick to it, and I will keep support and play this game. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
Marinelord.
you want to go
I don't
next,
care,
Marine
man.
Lord?
I just play the game, man. If it's fun, I play. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they can make it bad for me. So like, even if they improve the game or not, I just want the game to be decently balanced. I hope that the new thieves will be cool because it was very hard to balance out Malians and Ottoman, especially. I think on the first DLC. I think the second DLC had better thieves. It was easier to balance out. So please, they give us some cool thieves that are not breaking the game too much. And yeah, I don't know. Whatever happens, man.
That's true.
I do think myself. I have gotten like I'm not sure about the esports. Obviously, there's more potential than there was last year. I don't know if it's enough, but I mean, gameplay wise, I am enjoying Age of Empires 4 more than I ever have ever. So and obviously with the DLC coming up, I'm more than looking forward to that as well. And there's lots to look forward to with Age of Empires 4. So can't complain too much. I mean, I love this game at the moment, so happy with it.
And you, Puppy Paw.
I'm cheering for Magic tomorrow. It's my number one priority.
It's gonna be hard for him, man. He's not the best player. He's pretty washed up.
Magic's gonna do
No.
fine tomorrow. Wait,
Yeah,
who's he?
fine
Actually, wait,
up,
who's he playing tomorrow? I actually don't even know.
The Rapple.
The Rapple. Oh, okay. I don't know how good the Rapple is. Obviously, he's doing good if he's made it to the semifinals, but it's Magic Man. He can do it.
He's pretty good. Rapple's not bad.
Oh yeah, no, I know
He's
he's
very
good.
But is he as good as Magic? Or as bad as Magic, I should say? I'm not
Don,
sure.
Watch
I think
out,
a
man.
question. Sorry, Don. I need to respond to Don because I think his question that nobody would agree with because you can't have RNG with food resources like that.
What's the question?
He
Yeah.
wants to. He wants to have like 7 to 10 deer spawn based on, like for a pack, like based on RNG and
Well,
like
it's
so.
bad, man.
Yeah, I don't.
But-
He likes
So
Biodec Park.
It's even for each player, though, is what you're saying.
I don't know if it's even, but it's based
It
on
has
RNG.
to be.
Well, it would have to be maybe.
I don't like it. I like it, but it's 7 and
Yeah, I
always
mean, I
7.
think we can add one modder pack for mobs. Oh, also, yeah, I think we still have like a bit RNG problem with ship. Today I played game with Core at Coastal Cliff. It was 1 minute game. I just make 2 scouts and he quits the game because he found 2 ships.
Well, you're back to 2
Yeah, well,
scouts.
that's just cool, but
I mean, I
I
know
think
people
that's the
had
idea
some
of-
problem on
I
Soccer
was
Club,
Rush,
but
Marinelord, yeah. I
whatever.
was Rush.
You just outplayed him, man.
Yeah.
Too strong.
Too strong.
Yeah, too good, Anatand.
Yeah, I think sometimes ship RNG can be so depressing.
Yeah, can be bad, but it's getting better.
It's okay, honestly. Like, it upsets me, but it's it happens. Like, it's RNG. It's RNG in every game we play. I think
Yeah,
it's better than
true.
it was. So
I'm sure they'll
Yeah,
keep
and I'm
working
sure
on
they
it.
will keep working on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone for coming. I'm gonna link all your streams in the description of the video, so that'll be your compensation for joining me today. Not sure if I'm ever gonna do this again or not, but I thought it'd be an interesting idea to get some players together to talk about the patch and whatnot. So thanks again for coming, and I will talk to you all later.
Bye bye.
Yep.
yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah,
Yep.
see ya.
See you,
Thank you.
everyone.
See you.
Bye.